Development today in the effort to remove Republican Metro Council member Anthony Piagentini from office. The 5 Metro Council members needed to create a charging committee have now stepped forward. It was required to start a new trial on his ethics violations. Piagentini was found guilty of 6 ethics violations, accused of using his public office to leverage a brand new 6-figure job. Councilmember Cindy Fowler was in charge of creating the charging committee. Today we learned that Metro Council members Paula McCraney, Betsy Rue, Pat Mulvihill, and Andrew Owen will be joining her in the charging committee. While it's made up of 5 Democrats, Councilmember Fowler says she worked to get the minority party involved in the process.
I am disappointed, I'm dismayed that we find ourselves alone at the table with no cooperation from the minority caucus. Accusations of partisan politics has been the narrative since the Ethics Commission handed down their unanimous verdict on October 19th. And they claim partisan politics is behind the whole process.
Once the committee is formed, it'll meet several times to decide on bringing formal charges against Piagentini. Fowler adds it is common practice to have both parties on a charging committee. In response, Piagentini releasing a statement saying in part, "I will continue to fight and I will continue to act with total transparency as I use all legal means available to address and correct the politically motivated findings of a Fisher-appointed board," referring to former Mayor Greg Fisher. The evidence will show that the Ethics Commission made this decision arbitrarily, relying on speculation and the opinions of biased witnesses while ignoring undisputed proof on key points. And happening today, the candidates for governor are all over the place, taking bus tours today right near Louisville before next Tuesday's election. Both candidates for Kentucky governor were in the Kentucky region near Metro Louisville on the same day.
This morning, Attorney General Daniel Cameron was in Shepherdsville, while this afternoon, incumbent Governor Andy Beshear made stops in both Bardstown and Elizabethtown. This past few weeks, Cameron has taken some heat from appearing to soften his hardline opposition to abortion, saying that if the legislature presented him with a bill with exceptions for rape and incest, he would sign it. Well, today at his event in Shepherdsville, we asked him one more time for his personal stance on those exceptions.
Do you personally believe exceptions for rape or incest should exist here in the state?
Look, I believe that every child is made in the image of God. And Andy Beshear believes that there's no limits on abortion and wants taxpayers to pay for it. And I continue, look, I'm going to establish a culture of life. Andy Beshear believes we need to have more abortions. I'm going to continue to work hard every single day. And I've said, if the legislature was to give me a bill that has exceptions in it, I would sign it.
Well, there you have it. Meantime, at one of Andy Beshear's campaign stops in Bardstown today, we also asked him about Daniel Cameron's claims.
Since I started running for Attorney General 9 years ago, I've been consistent that I support reasonable restrictions on abortion, especially late-term procedures. The fact that he continues to say something that is untruthful and dishonest shows how concerned he is with where he is on this issue.
Coming up tonight at 6, our Isaiah Kim Martinez is on the campaign trail. He's been talking to voters at both bus stop tours today. And ultimately, what ultimately won over their vote, one of the most important issues for them at the polls. That's coming up tonight at 6.
Then the Verify team is back tomorrow with 2 new claims from the candidates running for governor.
I'm not going to criticize them for putting their best foot forward, because that's what you do in a campaign.
A University of Kentucky professor helps us sort fact from fiction tomorrow, right here on WHAS 11 News at 6, from the median household income to teacher salaries. We're verifying the claims each candidate has made about your money.
Keep in mind, tomorrow's going to be a very big and important day in Louisville. It is early voting. You can start voting tomorrow. Here in Louisville, there are 10 locations where you can start the early voting. Again, it starts tomorrow and it will continue through Saturday. Yes, you can vote on Saturday. And as you can see on your screen, you can vote from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. There are voting locations all across Jefferson County at key regions throughout the county. So check them out on our website. We've got the voting guide posted and those locations for you at WHAS11.com.
Well, today on the first day of November, it certainly feels like it. A little bit of chill in the air. Not as chilly as last night, though. That was a cold Halloween.
You're right that we had the wind last night and we had a little bit of a wind chill, and Colleen Peterson is joining us for a warm-up coming up right through the weekend. A lot of outdoor events already scheduled for this Saturday, Colleen.
Yeah, it is going to be a really nice weekend, not going to be as cold as Halloween. Now, it is November 1st. That means our focus is on Thanksgiving, which counting down, it's only 22 days away. And also time change is 4 days away. So sunset will soon be at 5:39 p.m. Christmas, 54 days and 61 days left of this year. We are seeing some cold conditions, some clear skies. Not a cloud in sight. It's a really nice day, even though it is a little cold, but thankfully that wind has backed off and it feels true to the temperature. Actually, we just bumped up to 50 degrees here in Louisville. So we are warming up here in Jefferson County right before sunset. 46 at Springfield, 47 in Corydon. Feeling a bit chilly out there for that evening stroll, but it's not too bad. Once you head towards 8 o'clock, we'll still be in the low 40s. Overnight tonight, it's another night where we will be in the 20s and 30s. It's the last morning where we are anticipating below freezing temperatures until we start warming up. So below freezing temperatures overnight tonight, but that jet stream will soon retreat to the north, bringing us some more mild fall-like conditions in store this weekend. I will show you your temperature forecast coming up in 10 minutes.
All right, Colleen, thank you. Another big day at the federal courthouse in downtown Louisville as attorneys are working to build the jury that will hear the federal case against former Metro police officer Brett Hankison. Alexis Jones is covering the federal trial, which is on civil rights violations. It has been mostly behind closed doors so far. She has a new update from the courthouse.
Attorneys and the judge are still interviewing potential jurors inside of the federal building's library. This all is happening away from the media and the courtroom's cameras. Judge Rebecca Grady Jennings decided to hold the jury selection in private, mainly to give each person the confidence to answer truthfully. As of Wednesday, she and attorneys have questioned more than 80 potential jurors. If everything goes as planned, they may be one step closer to seating the jury. However, attorneys still have to finalize the selection process before opening statements can begin. As for Brett Hankison, he briefly stepped inside of the courtroom before leaving to another room with his attorneys. The goal here is to narrow down this large jury pool to 16 people. This group will decide if Hankison violated the rights of Breonna Taylor, her boyfriend, and her neighbors. In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS 11 on your side.